Heidi, hi, Mummas! Are you ready for the fiery session of the day?
Hello!
Hi!
Friday! Woo woo!
It's Friday!
How's everyone doing? So, we've got lots to talk about today. We are going to be talking about memories and relationships and growth between two people. So a really nice one that we can set off on a Friday, really nice and uplifting. So yeah, like seeing as we've had like the worst weather and loads of rain.
I think we should talk about holidays.
Holidays, yeah. So
Where did you go on holiday?
well, on the in the holidays I actually went to Greece. Yeah, and that was really nice actually. It was nice just to switch off, like just have a week. Do you know, like just being in sunshine just makes you feel so much better, doesn't
vitamin
it?
D is so good for you. Just makes you feel happy. It goes to your bones. Lots of minerals. Yeah, feel good hormone.
we just need that, and I feel like you just need a bit of sunshine just to make you feel like better mentally.
Yeah,
as well.
you do, because when it's raining all the time, it's so depressing, isn't it? I do like it if you're going for a run in the rain.
Yeah, I
That's
was
a
actually
really nice
saying as
feeling.
well. I do love this time of the year because
I do.
Like we've
So
got
much going
like
on.
Halloween, we've got firework night, we've got Christmas coming up. So it like so many events that I do genuinely love.
Yeah, it's a busy time.
So that is really good. So lots of like things like going on which we have got to look forward to.
This is the time when you've got to be organised. I can't believe how cold it's got though. When we filmed this before, we were in our summer dresses.
I mean, yeah, we are freezing right now.
Outside.
We're in the office.
In the office.
And we've just put the heating on and we're like, oh my God, it's so cold. So Paisley, was contacting me when I was away on holiday, and she was like, oh my God, it is so romantic. Basically, we got some bikes one day and we hired them, and then we cycled into the port.
I was like, I've always wanted to do that.
Nice. Your message to me was like, I've always wanted to do that.
It looks so romantic, going for a bike ride.
You were like, oh, it looks so lovely, but the truth is, it was very far from romantic. I mean, Paisley, I was like, yeah, you text me, and then I text you back, and I was like, yes, it was great, but it was far from romantic. Basically, so we cycled up there, we had a nice day. The second day that we had the bikes, Sav had food poisoning, so he was not in the best of moods anyway, but he didn't want to we had one more day worth of the bike, so he was like, no, I don't want to, I
think any man
I don't want to let you down. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, they go into their caves.
Well, yeah, you could say that again. I mean, you can't even talk to them when they're unwell. It's just like, listen, you have your space and stay in that space and not stay in mine. Anyway, so we was bike riding up to the port on this day. Anyway, we didn't talk the whole way, bike ride up there. He had Iona on the back of his bike. Thank God she wasn't on my bike, because oh my gosh. When I got on this bike, when we first got these bikes, oh my God, I feel like I had a bit of a panic attack. I went on the bike and I was like I've never rode before, and I was like, oh my God. And I was like, I can't
When the pedals really long.
And no, Paisley, they gave me the most biggest bike. My toes couldn't even touch the floor. It was like tiptoes. And the guy, I was like, help, I can't control it. And Sam was like, just calm the F down. Like, he was like, just calm down. I was like, I can't ride. I was swerving in and out. I was like, oh my gosh. I said to the guy, please, can I have a child's bike? Because obviously I'm only 5 foot anyway. Yeah. And
so he gave you an adult's bike?
No, I was saying to the man, please, can I have a child bike? Because I cannot control this bike. And so I was like, just calm down, Isla. And I was like, all right. Anyway, I got the smallest bike in the shop, and he gave it to me.
So
anyway,
where were you going?
So we went to the port, and this was on the second day. The first day we had a ride, everything was okay. Second day, I was like, can we just ride to the port? It'll be really good. Anyway, Oh yeah, by the way, the first day we rode back, it was we rode back in literally pitch black, like
oh
my god. So basically I was like, can we just do this route where we go through the sea?
Yeah.
And it was such a nice picturesque like ride there.
That's what I always visualise myself riding a bike. I don't think I've ridden a bike for like 5 years, 10 years.
No, honestly, mine's probably been about 10 years. Like literally, and then on the way back, oh my god, on the way back, it was like it started to get dark, but they were like, oh, don't worry, if it gets dark, there's like road lamp lights up and stuff, so don't worry.
Oh, you're an island in Greece.
Yeah, we went to Kos actually, but then literally on the way back I was like, oh yeah, let's do the scenic route past the sea. Paisley, it was pitch black, there was no lights. I had the torch on my phone, like trying to find the way, and you know when you literally don't know where you're going. I was like, because I did the running in the morning, I knew like the route, and then Sal was like following me, and anyway I went the wrong way, didn't I am the worst with directions.
You are quite bad with directions.
We ended up in a car park, and I was like, oh, anyway, nothing happened in this car park, but we ended up, and Iona's like screaming, she was like, I'm scared. I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, I don't know where we are.
So this romantic trip, I'm just, how's it going?
This is the first one, and then we're like, I was like, where do we go now? And he was like, I don't know, you were meant to know. I was like, okay, all right, well, we'll try and find the way. So anyway, that was the first day. Second day was even worse, right? So anyway, we went to the port. On the way back, he was not well anyway because he had food poisoning.
Oh,
so anyway,
God.
he's cycling, and I barely spoke to him this day because I was like, oh, do you know what? I'm just going to leave him to be ill.
Sometimes you just need to be on your own.
I will not cross into that man's headspace when they're ill. So I was like, I'll just leave him to be ill, and we'll just be like, just
How
talk,
about you, Tom?
just
Go
not
for a
talk
wander.
today. We were together, but we hardly talked because he was ill, and I thought I'd just leave him to it. And then anyway, on the way back, we thought, oh, we better go. And he was like, oh, I'm feeling really rough, Isla. Anyway, so I was like, okay, we'll just go. And I was like, oh, could we have not gone to that nice restaurant?
I know what you're like. I bet you were like, oh, that looks so pretty.
And that restaurant
Let's go and appreciate the views.
Do you know what? When you're
I would have done it,
but
yeah.
I was like, oh,
what you're thinking isn't necessarily what somebody else is thinking.
No, yeah. So anyway, we're cycling home anyway. Back to the hotel. Didn't really want to go anyway, but he's cycling off, all like, yeah, this is our romantic trip, Paisley. So anyway, he's cycling off, and I'm behind. And then I kind of sweated, and I fell off the bike.
What, you went down a ditch?
No, I just lost control, because there's always people come towards me, and I kind of lost control, and so I came off the bike, and I was like, Salve, wait for me. And then he was like, he just went off, and I was like,
what, just left you?
He was just cycling off. He was just cycling.
He was in his man zone.
He was in man zone, and I was like, Salve! And anyway, I tried to get on the bike, and as I went to get on the bike, I was like, what the hell's happening? And my foot was going like 100 miles an hour.
I can imagine you doing that.
It was literally, I went to get on it, the bloody chain had come off the bike, didn't it? And my foot was like this.
Oh no, I don't, when you're little and that happens and you're like trying to get it back on.
Oh my gosh, literally, I've never put a chain on a bike before.
Well, why would you need to?
I was like,
you're on holiday.
I was like, everyone, as we were going, I was like, someone help me. And I was like, oh,
was it a busy road?
There was no train on a bike. My foot was going like
so
100 miles an hour.
Like just bike riding ahead.
He's gone like a mile down the road. He didn't even know what was going on in his zone, because he's ill and he's in man zone. And so I'm like, my foot is going like literally so fast on this bike. I'm like, help! So anyway, these two lovely Greek men must have felt really sorry for me, because I was trying to push the bike and my foot was going like 100 miles an hour.
Rescue.
Anyway, they put the chain on. I felt so sorry for them. As they put the chain on.
How long did it take to put this chain on?
Well, it was only 5 minutes for them. It would have taken me a day. Anyway, the poor man, his hands were covered in oil and black. I was like, oh my God.
How gentlemanly
I was like,
is
thank
that?
you. Yeah, how gentleman, how romantic. It was my husband. He just cycled off a mile down the road.
Who was oblivious?
I was like, oh my God, Paisley. I got back on the bike and they fixed it. I was so angry. I was like,
no.
You left me. You've left me. Anyway, I couldn't even find him. I'm still cycling for about a mile down the road. And then suddenly I saw like a mile down the road that he'd stopped. And I was like, you know when you lose it? I was like so upset.
Yeah, when it's building up like fire in your belly.
I was like shouting him for ages, and he was like, I was like, I haven't been shouting you. I was like, you left me. And then he was like, what the hell? He was like, I've just pulled over now. And I was like, yeah, but you didn't pull over then. And I was like, oh, don't, I just lost it. And then anyway. So,
I can imagine he's getting further and further into the distance.
Oh my
and you're like,
and I was like,
and then when you're stressed as well, were you going like at 20 miles an hour just to try and speed up to him, you know, out of anger?
Oh, don't. And I was so angry. I was like, he's left me. He's just left me in this,
with all your might, like,
on my own.
I'm going.
And I was like, oh gosh. So anyway, we ended up having an argument, didn't we? I was like, you left me. And he was like, oh, I didn't leave you. You just cycled off anyway. And anyway, he's in front of me before. And anyway, I end up in front of him. So anyway, by...
So like, bye! I hate you!
Our romantic trip was, we're both cycling each other, and he was like, you're an idiot. And I'm like, yeah, well, you're an idiot too. And then we're both we're both cycling. And he was like, oh, F off. And I was like, yeah, well, you F off too. And then, like, basically, we're cycling next to each other at this point, and, like, literally, like, shouting at each other. So
it wasn't really romantic then.
We became both so angry. Anyway, so I'm then cycling off a mile in front, and I was like, do you know what? I'm so angry right now. Anyway, we didn't talk for the whole evening. We did talk. So, yeah, basically, that was the romance. So
there's me back in the UK with all the rain thinking, oh, they've had a really nice trip. I wish we could do that. Or I wish I could do that. And then, you know, I suppose, you know, that's that more of the story, isn't it? What you see on Instagram, isn't it?
Yeah, we put some really nice pictures up at the beginning of the bike ride. So, like, at the beginning of the bike ride, we were like, yeah, we're on a bike. The way home on the first night was like we were in pitch black. We started arguing because we didn't know where the actual hotel was. The second day, like, we had some big arguments cycling next to each other. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, yeah, Paige was like, oh, we look so romantic. I was like, yeah, it was far from romantic. It was definitely.
And then the next day, obviously, you're both down with food poisoning. So.
Oh, we both got food poisoning as well. And yeah, I was suffering when I got home. I was like, yeah.
You always have these things in your head, don't you? You're like, I want to do it, and you visualise how you want the activity to be, and you think, oh, it's going to be really nice, and then you do it, and sometimes it's just.
It just doesn't happen like that. I mean, what you see is not what you get. Like, you know, you might see some. This is like is the moral story. Never like judge a book by its cover.
No,
because what you see, and this is a massive thing for people. Like, because of social media, because of, like, you know, Instagram, everything else. Like, we're looking at people's lives every day, and it's not always what it seems to be.
No, you're given snippets of that person's day, the best bits probably. And you know what? Do you remember at Christmas when everybody posts years ago, this used to be a thing, people used to post all their presents, what their boyfriends bought them, even people still do it now, you know, what they're buying their children. It gives me the ick. I always think that sort of thing should be very private and personal, because there's people out there that, especially in this economic climate at the moment, are really struggling.
Yeah,
and
100%.
We've been brought up anyway that love means more than material things.
100%.
It's nice to have those material things. Don't get me wrong.
It's lovely to have
but not
it's
to buy your children.
Yes, 100%. Like, yeah, I mean, I no way spoil, and it's okay to spoil your children.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
great if you got it.
You know, I always said I'm never going to spoil my child, but obviously when you have your child, it's very hard. It is very hard. So you spoil them in your own way, but that material stuff, it goes.
I tell you what,
are you going to take that to your funeral?
No, because you come into this world alone and you go out alone.
That's
and it's the journey in between, which is, you know, the fun bit. When you're having a bad day, normally next couple of days afterwards, your life does get better. With every down, there's always got to be an up. So you've got to hang on in there. But obviously, like with Christmas and everything coming up, I never feel bad for giving my children. They don't have many presents.
No, Iona has
no.
hardly
And
no
after
presents.
5 minutes of playing with something, they are bored anyway, or they go on to the next thing that it's forgotten about. Obviously, we've got a big family, so they all buy them lots of presents anyway. But
yeah.
Personally, I like to put money away. I know it's nice for them to have something on the day, but as I'm getting older and they're getting older, I would really like to create memories with them.
Yeah.
So ask the family to buy something, say like a year's subscription to National Trust, where you can actually use that experience.
Yeah.
Or say like this year we're going to go away for New Year, aren't we? So
even like something like the Merlin Pass, something like that.
Something you're going to use and get memories from.
By the way, this is not in an ad at all.
No.
It's just ideas. But yeah, no, definitely, because that was one thing I said to Salve like last year. I was like, let's stop buying each other presents. Let's just go away.
Oh yeah,
like,
and as
for
well,
2
because
nights.
I used to buy really expensive presents and think like, oh, you know, that's what I would like, and then they'd open it and be like, oh, that's nice, or they felt embarrassed. They'd be happy with like Primark wallet, and there's me buying Gucci. So I was like, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Do you know what though? The other thing about children, you'll buy them a present, yeah?
Yeah.
And say, right, this is for example, you'll buy them like something from the pound shop, like some cheap
100%. They'll be playing with that all day, like a
literally, and then
police
you'll buy
set
like
for a pound.
Yeah, you'll buy like a £30 like Barbie
They're not
set
bothered.
or whatever. They would rather play with the pound stuff.
I'll tell you what, I've bought so many bits from the charity shop for children, just because I don't like waste anyway, and I think we're a planet full of plastic.
Yeah.
And the planet is being destroyed left, right and centre through plastics. I personally prefer wooden toys, but obviously, you know, unless you've got some beige house with beige wood everywhere, it's not realistic. People buy stuff that, you know. But, yeah, I don't like a lot of waste, and that's what I'm really struggling with at the moment. The children have got so many toys. We've been selling them at car boots, on Vinted, and been giving them away, and I just think all that money personally could be one in their bank account for when they're older. They could buy a nice car or a nice flat or a house. Secondly, it is just a waste of plastic and materials
and
money. I just think I'd love to just take them out for the day and have that experience. Of course, children need toys to play with. My son loves Lego. He'll play with his cars for hours, but he doesn't care if it's a designer car, one from the car boot, whatever, you know, whatever. And then they lose things left, right and centre. So
yeah, I'm not going to lie, I absolutely love a car boot.
I love a car boot.
Yeah.
You love a car boot.
I get so many of Iona's toys from car boot.
They don't know any different.
And she absolutely loves it. But I'm really toys for me is rubbish for me. Like, I really hate toys.
I know.
And I hate them in my living room.
I said wait until you have children and your beautiful clean living room is going to be filled up with plastic toys.
I said to Paisley before I had children, I was like, I'm not going to have any toys in there. Everything's going to be hidden. I was like, because I can't deal with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I've got a big toy corner
Children want to be by your side playing, and I've said this time before. Oh, put their toys in their bedroom. They don't want to be up in their bedroom. They want to be beside you. So a little box of toys in your front room that they can play with. Yeah. That you can step on, hurt your foot.
Do you know what? You do let it go. I was really like, no. But do you know what? As you
Children
realise later, you just think, do you know what? They're only young once. You're only going to have them toys in your living room for oh God, that sounds really a long time. 7 years.
Then you have another one.
7 years. Oh gosh, no, that actually does sound like a long time.
They actually say if you've got less toys, they play with more of them.
Yes.
And they create less mess. It's easier to clear up.
Yeah. I mean, oh gosh, I hate it when all the toys come out. And I say to Anna, right, tidy up all your toys now. And she goes, can you help me, Mummy? And I feel really bad. So I go, all right, I'll help you. And then she goes off. And then I'm clearing up all the toys every time.
She's got you
She has got me wrapped around her finger. And also, I like to just put them in the right drawers. I have the Barbies in one drawer.
Do you know what, actually? What with Christmas coming up, because it is very soon, You know, I've always thought, I did say to my children this last year, I said, how would you feel if we gather some of your toys that you're not using and we give them to a hospice or children that would love playing with your toys that are less disadvantaged, or they're not in a position, or just to be kind and share your toys that you're not using. Or I was thinking when they have their next parties, rather than asking for toys, maybe a donation to a charity.
Yeah.
Or
that's really nice.
Something
yeah.
like that, because I think it also makes them think outwards rather than receiving all the time.
And it makes them value the
toy more.
And
I know, because they get so many, none of it's got any value to them.
I know. And another thing about value is I have bought value for money. So I have bought toys new before. Yeah, look, come on, we do. Like, you'll go into a shop and they'll go, oh mummy,
it's your firstborn. Everything's like, new with your firstborn.
Okay, I'll buy you the Barbie. But anyway, I don't do that all the time.
No.
That was when we were on holiday at the airport. I forgot her toys.
There's holiday stuff.
I forgot her toys in the bag, and so I bought her a Barbie. But that Barbie, you spend 25 quid on it.
Is that how much they are?
About that. Some are 30. Some are 30 if you get the little equipment. Right, you'll go to a car boot. We'll do a car boot.
Yeah.
How much do you sell that Barbie
Honestly,
for?
you're struggling to sell a brand new Barbie for 20p. And people don't even want to pay that. Haggling over 5p.
I would pay £2 at a car boot for a Barbie, but...
I'm not on my stall. My stall's all like new and they're all like 50p, 20p, 5 for a pound. I was like, just take it. If you want it, just take it.
The worst is when you say, yeah, that's £1, and they'll go... 50p, and you're like, oh,
I've had arguments with partners over this, and we've gone to do a car boot, and I've got something that's really sentimental. I don't really want to sell it, and they like, it's not sentimental. They're like, oh, let it go for 50p, and I'm like, no, that's £5. The £5 that is. And then he's like, no, it's fine. She can have it 50p. I'm like, it's a run. And then when they're gone, I'm like, I told you that was that. I could have sold it on Vinted for like £10. Like, well, why don't you do it? We've got to take all this home. And then that's like another scenario.
That's like, another romantic car boot.
And IKEA with partners are not the one. Something is about IKEA that causes a lot of arguments. I think disagreements rather than arguments. Walking around saying it's the environment and the non-life. I
think it's the lies when you walk into IKEA. You feel
is it
like
just me, or
you're going to have a big argument.
Yeah, and you get really frustrated about what you want and how you visualise your home, and they're thinking about spending money. They're so bored. They sit on the sofas, and it's like, it's a day from hell.
Literally, and
IKEA,
the worst part of
unless
IKEA,
you're on your own.
The worst part of IKEA during having that argument, you bloody get lost. You literally get lost.
The kids are running off down the aisles.
Oh my god!
Mummy, I'm jumping on this sofa.
You cannot find your way out of IKEA.
No, it's done like that on purpose. It's designed like that, so you spend more. It's designed like a maze, so you have to go round and look at all the bits upstairs before you can purchase the marketplace. You're in there 3 hours before you've even bought a candle.
I'll go in for one thing and I'll come out with like a trolley in IKEA. I can't.
You
I literally have to give myself, and I cannot go when it's busy. I know, you know what I like. Like, I cannot go to theme parks when it's busy. I cannot go to IKEA when it's busy.
I think it's
I feel like queuing is a waste of my life.
Like, as I've had my second child, I don't like going into London unless I'm on my own, but going into London with them, I get anxiety. And I've always been a free spirit person, but it's...
The busyness, isn't it?
The busyness with children. I like peace and calm. I think eventually I'll end up living by a tree or something.
Or living in a tree.
Living in a tree. I live in a caravan. I love caravans. I just feel free. Yeah. I hate being boxed in.
I know. That is both of us, really, isn't it? We just hate to be.
I think it's our star signs.
Yeah.
And it's, the season now. What season are we in now?
We're in autumn, aren't we?
Autumn. So what are we? September, October. So is that Libra?
What?
Is it Libra star sign?
I don't know. What, September?
September, October. Scorpio. Then it goes into Libra, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Then what happens after Libra?
Libra. I'm not too sure.
We need to have a look at our star signs.
I think we'll do a bit of research.
Because I'm Sagittarius and I'm December. You're Capricorn. You're just on the cusp, aren't you?
Yeah.
So this is when I feel like we get powerful As women.
Powerful women.
Coming
when it
into
comes into your star sign, isn't it? Should I tell you what I'm doing though?
What are you doing?
I'm doing a course on readings.
Yeah.
Because I really want to like hone in on my like
whenever
psychic
you've got like
skills.
5 minutes of space, you always fill it.
I know. I have. That's my issue. I feel like that is my brain. It goes like that.
You
like.
definitely have, I think, got ADHD.
I'm sure I do, but I've never been.
It's a positive thing, though.
Yeah, I know. I've never been.
You're so driven.
I've actually never been diagnosed, but you know, I cannot sit still. Like, I think it's why I'm just always like, right. If I've got that 5 minutes of rest, I cannot rest.
That's a good thing and a bad thing, because obviously when you can't relax, you don't. Everybody needs that downtime to recharge.
Yeah.
I always sometimes need a Sunday to recharge, to go for the week again, just to gather my thoughts and take off other people's energies and all that sort of thing. You sort the house out, because it's the only day I'm probably in the house if I am.
Yeah. Well,
so,
my downtime.
So what's the course?
Downtime is meditation.
Yeah. And
that is when I really do switch off when I meditate. Yeah. But so this course, I'm going to learn how to read tarot readings.
Oh my god!
I'm going to learn how to really work on my third eye and do spiritual readings. So I've got it already. I can do readings already. But I would really like to hone in on the skills of it. So it's a little bit of a side hustle that I'm going to do.
That's amazing.
And I'm just going to like, first of all, just like practice, make sure that I am like, because I always, like now when I do it with my friends or whatever, or like, I don't do it on my family because I know everything about my family. But the best thing is when I do it on
I was going to ask you to read me.
No, Paisley, because I know everything about you.
No, you always go, I've got a feeling.
I've got a feeling, but
oh god.
With like my friends and stuff, or people that I don't know about their past, things like that. I love to do readings on them because I love to know if what I'm delivering is genuine.
Do you remember that time you were on holiday and you were having a massage? Was it in Greece again?
Yeah, it was.
And you started to take on her, I don't know, was it energy or thoughts? And after the end you said, can I just say this to you? This is what's coming to my sort of head and words. And she was like, oh my god.
So basically,
what was that?
Yeah, that was quite, it was. And also, I've got to learn really how to put the circle around me to like, because even after doing that to that lady in Greece, I had dreams that night of her. So basically, what happened was she gave me a massage, and like whenever anybody touches me, like does my eyelashes, if I get a body massage, I can read their energy straight away.
What about if I touch you?
We're like, sister love. But yeah, no, I really feel like things that come to me, and when my eyes are closed, I'm like, and this is what I try to do. I'm like, I just switch off.
You can think what they're thinking telepathically.
No, not think what they're thinking. Like spirits come to me, like on their side. So like, say like my lady that does my eyelashes, like as soon as she was doing my eyelashes, I was like, oh my god, please, I just switch off. Her granddad was like behind her, like, so I can tell who is your like leading person. Who you all have a guide around you, and I think that really does help with your gut instincts, but I can feel that energy of that guide behind them. But when I got this massage from this lady in Greece, I was like, Isla, please switch off, please. I felt like someone come to me when she was massaging me. And anyway, I was like, as we finished the massage, I was like, do you mind me saying something to you? Did you have like someone that you were like really close to? And they're on the other side and they're really young. I said, I just feel like the head is spinning and spinning. She was like, she was really brought back by it. But I asked for her permission first before I said, because not a lot of people like that. And I really respect that. Yeah. Like, but when I feel I need to give someone a message, I will. Like, but I'm still at the same time know that not everyone believes it, and not everyone is into that kind of thing.
No, sure.
But I feel like she actually gave me a saint as a picture to hold with me.
God.
But she said that was my niece. She committed suicide.
Oh, God.
And
I've got goosebumps.
because she felt like her head was always spinning, and she went through a really tough time. And in that time as well,
I
said there's a baby on the other side with her. So I don't know, and they don't know as a family, but I think she miscarried before, and then she committed suicide. And I was, it was really, really, really hard.
So that was quite a tough message to give
That was
over.
a really, really tough. No, she told me that she committed suicide. I didn't know that.
Oh, right,
Because I was like, she's on the other side.
Yeah.
But she's just given me a head. It's like spinning, spinning, spinning. So when she said her head was spinning, I thought she must have, something happened for her to go to the other side, because you know when you're in that mental state,
yes,
you can't think straight, your head is spinning.
Yeah,
I
and she couldn't see a way out.
I think that's what it was. She couldn't see a way out. And she was really appreciative of me saying that to her, because she felt a little bit closer to her, because it was her niece.
Yeah.
But that night, I've got to learn how to put a circle back around me. Yeah, no, I'm fine. No, I've got to learn how to put a circle back around me, because that's the one thing that I've not learnt to do, because that night I was dreaming and kept going over it. So what I want to learn is how to switch that off.
You have to put, it's your aura, isn't it?
Yeah,
Everyone's
it is
got
your
an aura.
aura.
And their energy
your
light.
Aura. And that's what I find really hard, is when I have things like massages, I can't, it's fun, really
a lot
hard
of
to switch off.
people actually that do massages, they might feel really tired at the end of the day, because they take on that people's aura's energy, and they have to learn to, same as counselling. When people counsel, they have to have counselling themselves, because they're taking on a lot of that worry and what they've been told in the day.
So it's really good for any job like that, I think, just to be able to put a circle around you.
Yeah.
A really good one that someone told me is, imagine like closing your eyes and imagine like raindrops like dripping down.
Oh, that's
like
a good
so
one.
On your hair it's like raindrops dripping around, and also like a ring of fire.
Yeah. Someone
like,
said to me, like, if you close your eyes, imagine a white burning light around you, like a globe, like as if you're in that, like those globes where you eat, and everything's bouncing off it.
And I think that's so important if you're doing anything like with energy with people, massaging, counselling, you're crossing into that other person's energy. And that is one thing. If I start doing like readings and stuff as my little side hustle, I only want to do it because I'm so intrigued by it, because I know I've got little elements of it already.
And you're not scared of it.
And you know what? The main thing for me is it really helps people. And I really want to help people in that way. It's not, for me, it's not like a money earner or anything like that. I just want to help people.
I think there's so many people out there that could do with a community that could be uplifted, which is why we did start this podcast. That, on that Friday they've got something structured that they could listen to, maybe some advice. As we go along and do this, we're going to be doing it weekly. We're going to be bringing people in that can hopefully help some of you out there. I know as burnt out mummas, you can sometimes mentally, physically just not feel in a good place. Just coming together, talking is amazing. Talking,
a community, having people to listen to. It's just makes you feel good,
especially with women. That's why women do talk shows. Just talk, because I think when women talk, they feel better. Problem shared is a problem halved.
And problem solved.
Maybe that's why with men's mental health, a lot of them, guys that I know, don't talk. And hold it in, and it comes out with anger or depression, actually, and very negative. I think a lot of, and it's understanding their emotions, who they are, and how to be sort of powerful men, and That's another podcast.
So yeah, it definitely is. But listen, what we want to end today with, talk, you know, don't always feel whatever you see on social media is the reality. Like, never judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
Like, always, you know, go about your day and feel good about you. Like, you are number one in this world.
Yeah.
You're going to come in number one in this world, and you're going to leave number
Build
one
your
out of this world.
self-esteem.
Build your self-esteem, build you, and work on you.
Yeah, always
It's
somebody there that can help.
Yeah, definitely. All right, have a lovely day, and we will see you all again soon.
Bye.
Have a lovely weekend. Bye.